Hello, everybody. Hi there. I am Cheryl Abram, and this is Person-Centered Cyber. And tonight, we are back to security in the black, our cybersecurity news. Okay. I have notes on top of notes on top of notes. Okay. So I'm going to go back a little bit and talk about stuff that I should have talked about weeks ago, but then we're going to come current. Okay. Lots of interesting, very interesting things going on. All right. So as part of the news, I want to tell y'all some of the stuff that I've been working on. So I have a new gig. Okay. I am no longer with my former organization. I'm with another contractor. I'm very excited. And the thing that excites me most, and those of you who live in the DMV area, that's the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, will identify with what I'm about to say. I am so excited about this new gig because I don't have to drive to DC. Thank you, Lord. Listen. When I saw where this thing was, it's not far from me. It's like 10 minutes away in the opposite direction. Okay, not going toward DC. I was like, listen, you ain't even gotta ask me twice. Okay. And the salary's great. You know, it's a lot more. It's something that I'm very excited about. It's just, everything is just amazing. So I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy about that. Now, also, I don't know if I mentioned it on here yet, but I'm doing a lot of stuff with threat hunting. Okay, I've become super, super interested in threat hunting and purple teaming. If you've been here, you know how I feel about the separation between red and blue. I think it's just crazy, okay? And if you were at my BIC talk, my Blacks in Cybersecurity, at their winter conference, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I talked a lot about it. About it there, purple teaming and stuff. So something that I got on Amazon, can you see this? Elevation of privilege cards. These things are so awesome. And they're for like the, the software, the developer people, okay? So these cards, so what you're supposed to do is, as part of the threat hunting process, right, you get in teams, and it's like a game, right? It's a game that you play, and you talk about the various types of vulnerabilities, like for whatever you're building. Is it vulnerable to spoofing? This one says, okay. Is it vulnerable to, can you see that? That says tampering, okay? And it just has multiple vulnerabilities in here. Repudiation, right? That's another one. I love these cards, okay? And I haven't played the game yet, okay? But I've been going through the cards to see what kind of stuff is in there. I think they were like $20 or something like that. I think so, but they weren't very expensive. But I'm happy I have them, and I'm going to use them. I'm absolutely 100% going to use them because I want to, learn threat hunting. Because one thing that I heard is that, and I'm gonna get into this a little bit later, but I talked about this in another video. It's not about, people getting into the organization, right? One of the examples I gave in my other video was like imagine somebody being in your house right now, in your home, people who don't belong there. They've snuck in. They're in your house, in the walls, under the floor, like somewhere, okay? But they're here. So it's not a matter of, people getting in and locking the door. Forget all that. Forget that. They're already in your stuff, wearing your drawers, all up in your refrigerator, eating the leftovers. You're like, what? Didn't I put something? No. Yeah, you put it in there. Okay. People in your house. Now, what kind of decisions are we going to make now? with the people there. And this is where I feel the threat hunting, you know, that's where it comes in, because, you know, we need to stop pretending like, you know, people aren't here, and they are in more than one way. But that's another video, child. Let me tell you. Okay. What else did I want to talk about? Is that it? As far as I'm concerned, there's some fun, some really exciting stuff, you guys, that we're going to go over tonight, that I think you all are going to enjoy. But you know, I got to talk about this stuff first. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I got it. All right, so the first story in the news, we are going to talk about the big winter conference. Okay, if you did not attend the Blacks in Cybersecurity Winter Conference, go over there to their YouTube channel. Okay, Blacks in Cybersecurity. They are, it looks like they're slowly posting the various videos, okay, the various presentations that people did. Now, they had giveaway, they were giving away like CompTIA vouchers. They had raffles for various things, all kinds of stuff, okay? Now, some of the presentations that you're going to see when you get over there is, there's one on cyber threat intelligence, cyber resume workshop, which is really good. There's a presentation on setting up your business, okay? And one on emerging IoT exploitation, okay? So the keynote speaker was Digital Empress. And she was in the news a while back. I had her in the news here. But it was Digital Empress, and she talked about marketing yourself. And she had, her PowerPoint slides were beautiful. But her talk was about how she markets herself, and you know, how you can do some of the same things. She has a channel as well. It's called Digital Empress, if you're interested in subscribing to that. So, and I believe they're just going to keep adding videos, you know, as they have them ready. My video is not there yet. So I did a talk at the winter conference on, what the hell was it called? Stop Thinking Like a Hacker. Okay. It was very interesting. If you haven't seen it, then just look for that title here on the channel, okay? And if you're not, they don't really have members. You know, you're not really a member of BIC. You just go over there, okay? You do stuff with them. Subscribe to the channel so you know, so you can know what the heck is going on. You can do that. All right, next in the news we have Keep It Techie. Hey, Keep It Techie. So the video that I watched is called Why I Use Linux Over Windows. Now, everybody, their mother, their kids, their pets, their aunties, and their play cousins know that Keep It Techie is all about Linux. If you need to know anything about Linux, after Linus Torvalds, the dude who created it, get over there to Keep It Techie. Okay, because he's going to have all that information for you. All right. Now, in this video, he talks about why he uses Linux over Windows. Okay, and he begins just by for people who aren't, you know, familiar with it. He gives you a little information about what Linux is. It's an operating system. He talks about the distros, the various distros of Linux, and something I didn't know. He said that Arch install will give you more of an understanding of how the operating system works. I didn't know that. So I need to, and that's something I'd be interested in. So I'm gonna have to go over and you know, rub elbows with Arch, okay, with Arch Linux. He said Linux is free, and he talks about how in the old days people used to, and you can't sell it, okay, you can't sell the operating system like Windows, right, because it's free. So he said back in the day, what people used to do is they would download it onto a CD and they would sell the CD. They say, we're not selling the operating system. We're selling the CD, so you can take the CD and put it, you know, even though people could go on online and download it, but some folks just don't know to do that, right? So he said one reason, so that's the one reason, because it's free, Linux is free. Another reason why he likes Linux over Windows is privacy and security. Okay. And he talked about how with Windows and Apple, ain't nothing private. Okay. First of all, you're not buying, just like I use Windows, okay? Windows does not belong to Cheryl. I pay, right? But I pay to use it. It's like I pay for the license to use it, okay? Yeah, I pay for the license to use it. So everything I do on this operating system, okay, goes back to Windows. You know, they say it's for your own good, so we could provide better services and, you know, all of this stuff. Most of that shit ain't true, you know. But, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. So Linux don't do that, is what he's saying, okay? And he likes his privacy and security, which is, you know, I think we all do, but we figure, I don't know, well, I'll get into that later. But he also said you can modify and create your own distribution. You can actually create your own OS using the Linux source code, okay? And which I think is really cool. He can customize it, of course. And support, he said, support is free because support is, the world supports you, okay? When I'm in Linux, okay, and I'm trying to do something, something's not working or whatever, I go right there to Google and I put in exactly what my issue is. And 100% of the time, 100% of the time, something will pop up that will help me to fix my issue, okay? So now that happens for Windows too, okay? So so if I have some issues, but you know, but you can buy Windows support and all that. And I think it's Red Hat is the only Linux distro that offers paid support, I think, which is actually how they make their money, because again, you can't sell the Linux OS. And he said to choose which distro you want, you can go to DistroWatch, okay, to peruse the various distros. Now, this is what I looked up, okay? There is a website called it's gsstatcounter.com. So I went there and I looked up the operating system market share. I wanted to see how much of the world is using Linux, you know, okay? How much of the world is using Linux? So as of January 2021, okay, as of this year, January, this is the breakdown. The Android operating system is used by 41.28% of the world. Now, this is of January this year, 2021, okay? Android is first. Next is Windows. 31.6% of the world is using the Windows operating system. Number three and four are Mac, Apple, okay? The first is the phone, the second is the desktop. So the phone, 16.89%, okay? And then OS X, 7.01%. Now there's an unknown. So there's unknown operating systems being used around the world. 1.31% of people are using that operating system, whatever that is. Linux is last. 0.8% of the Linux operating of the world is using the Linux operating system, which is weird to me, you know, because the thing that gets, what I hear all the time is that Linux is in everything, you know, like even Windows uses Linux. I mean, like my smart TV, you know, all the IoT devices, all that stuff, Linux is embedded in it. So I have to try to see, like, what's up with that? Like, wouldn't that number be a little bigger? I don't know. I'll have to investigate that a little more, because I did not expect to see 0.8%, you know, for Linux, but you know, I don't come up with these numbers. I just report them. So go on over there and subscribe to Keep It Techie if you have not yet. He talks about really amazing, interesting things. He does really great interviews as well. Next in the news is Professor Black Ops. Hey, Professor Black Ops, how you doing? So Professor Black Ops made a video that he called Tax Scam Hoax, Protect Your Tax Refund, IRS Pub 1075, okay? Now, this was very interesting. So I read this title and I'm like, oh, I know what this is about. Tax season, watch your stuff, don't get hacked, whatever. But this is about the tax preparer. So what these knuckleheads are out here doing, okay, these cyber criminals, they are apparently pretending to be clients, okay, getting with your tax preparer, whoever you go to do your taxes, all right? They get with that person or group of people as a client, okay? And Professor Black Ops said they're sending emails. So I'm your client, I'm sending you an email telling you, hey, my information is right here, so you can help me do my taxes and stuff. So you just click on that link and the thing will open up. Hey, Professor Black Ops, and the thing will open up and it's actually a phishing email, right? So the tax preparer, trying to help the client, get the information, whatever, is engaging in some click behavior. And then everything is just shot to hell. Okay. They got him. They got him. I was like, these clever little rats. I'll tell you the truth. But that's a terrible thing, though, right? That as bad as that happens to my tax preparer, to yours, we don't want that kind of stuff to happen. So Professor Black Ops says he's doing a GRC series where he'll address this information in there as well. And there's an IRS. So if this happens, if you are a tax preparer, or go to his video, go to this video, send his video to your tax preparer, okay, and be like, hey, look at this, just so don't be out there just arbitrarily clicking on stuff. Make sure these people are real or whatever. But if it happens, the IRS website tells you what to do as the tax preparer. The page is called What to Do After a Tax Professional Data Compromise, okay? And here are some things it tells you to do. First, contact the IRS, because IRS treats this seriously, okay? Because if anybody gonna steal from you, it's gonna be them, okay? They don't, Let me stop. Y'all know I'm playing it right. But they don't play. They do not play with this tax stuff. I know, everybody know. Okay. What do they say? The two things that are guaranteed in life is taxes and death. That right there. Those are two things you can count on. Okay. Hi, NC worker. All right, so they're not trying to play around. So tax preparer, contact the IRS. Okay, they got a whole special unit that's gonna work with you, to look at the stuff that's coming in, to see if anything's been compromised. Then it tells you to contact the local police. Okay, go to your police station and create a police report. All right, just so you have this thing on record to know what. I don't know what else they're gonna do, but at least do that. All right. Then it tells you to notify your state taxation authority, okay? Then notify your insurance provider. And after that, get with an IT professional, an IT security professional, all right? To try to, I don't know, track them down, see what they did, or, how bad the damage is, okay? That's Professor Black Ops. If you have not subscribed to his channel, please go over there. He has amazing videos. And you're being very consistent, Professor Black Ops, which is awesome. I mean, I think that's really, really great. You're going to get your numbers up really quickly. Okay, y'all. Now this next one, so it's two. Okay, it's two of them in the news because I wanted you to be able to compare and contrast. All right. So the first one is my partner, the guy that I work with, that I do stuff with. He said, Cheryl, I just watched this video. It's amazing. You got to look at it. They're talking about all kinds of wonderful things. I mean, he was just super impressed. Okay. And the interviewer was Network Chuck. Okay. Now I'm subscribed to Network Chuck. I like Network Chuck. Okay, he explains things plainly. I went to him trying to put together my Raspberry Pi, which it still didn't work. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. And but for hardening my system, I like the way he presents information. He's just very clear, all that. Network Chuck. Okay. So he was interviewing John Hammond. Now, I don't know who this is. So he told me, he's like, yeah, he's interviewing John. Like, I'm supposed to know who John Hammond is. I'm like, who the hell is that? The first thing I thought was that dude from Commission, but that's Fred Hammond. Okay. It's like, that's not him. So anyway, I went to the video. The video is called Learn to Hack the Best Way. Now, he should have knew, not known, he should have knew, sending me to some video talking about some learn to hack the best way. I was like, I ain't watching that crap. What are you talking about? I'm not watching that. He's like, but you gotta watch it. It's so good. It's this, that, and the other thing. Y'all know how I feel about all that hacking stuff. Okay. I was like, okay, let me just look at the damn thing. So it was like 2 hours long. Okay. I couldn't stomach the whole thing. I just couldn't. But I did write down some stuff. Okay. And now these two men are they're smart. I'm not, crapping on anything that they've done, good. It's great. But I'm listening for security information. That's what I'm listening for. I'm listening for what's going to keep me and my mother safe. That's what I'm listening for. I didn't hear a whole bunch of that at all. Okay, I didn't hear a lot of that. What I did hear and I wrote down is John Hammond said one important thing that you want to do is understand programming variables. You don't have to get all the way into programming languages, but if you understand the variables enough, then you're able to do certain things. Automate attacks is one thing. Write your own hacking tools is another thing. And try to find a hole in the developer's code. So you need to know enough programming, cybersecurity professional, to find the holes in the developer's code, okay? Now, this other video that I watched, that I contrasted, okay? I was not impressed by the Network Chuck and John Hammond interview. I just wasn't. Okay. And who am I? I am who I am. And I wasn't impressed. Okay. Now, now this was done like 2 months ago. They did that video like 2 months ago. Now, last year, June 2020, I don't know why I haven't seen this yet, but Black Hills Information Security. Okay. Go subscribe to their channel, Black Hills Information Security. They created a video called A Blue Team's Perspective on Red Team Hack Tools. So I was like, what the heck is that about? Okay, A Blue Team's Perspective on Red Team Hack Tools. This was the most interesting talk I have heard since I've been in this role as a cybersecurity professional. I have never heard such a conversation before. Never. Okay. It was so good. I'm going to listen to it again. I was impressed. I was impressed by this convo. It was like 4 or 5 people, okay, on the conversation. Now, one thing that they said was, let me see. One guy said that red team tools are for blue team. They can absolutely be for blue team. And I'm still trying to figure out, what the hell do you mean by that? Like, what does that mean? Okay. And he pulled up a Homeland Security slide, right, that was talking about red teaming and stuff and how important it is. And the slide that he pulled up talked about the importance of the red team. And it said in the slide, red team is guaranteed maximum effort with minimal return. Maximum effort with minimal return is what the DHS slide said that he pulled up. And then he went on to say that red team tools are designed, like the reason for them, they're designed to break, deceive, and interrupt. That's what the hell they're there for, okay? Like a hammer is designed to hammer damn nails. Okay, that's why it's here. He said, but they don't tell you what the problems are in the environment. Red team tools are not made for that, to tell you what the problem is in your environment. Okay. So the question was, what can red team tools tell the blue team? Like what can it do? And he mentioned this guy on Twitter. I think he said Bates. Sounds like Richard Bates. He said his name was. And this guy said, this is a quote from him on Twitter. He said, we as in cybersecurity professionals, red teamers, we are making the adversary's job easier versus harder. We need to tip the scales the other way. Okay. He said, and by that, he said, some kind of way, however red team is using these tools, we're bypassing security products. Like we're making their job easier by us bypassing these security products. They see what the hell we're doing. You know, we're making it easier for them instead of tipping the scale. We're supposed to be making it harder. How can red team make it harder for you know, criminals to get into networks and do the damage that they do? He said red teams need to do better to make security better. All right. Now, these are some of the tips. This is where it got super, super fascinating. He said, excuse me, blue team can be exceptionally good at auditing baselines was one thing. Laying tripwires is another thing. Like, how do you do that? How do you lay a tripwire in a network? I would love to see that. He said catching PowerShell and CMD lineups are three things that blue team can be good at. And blue teams can use red team tools too. Listen, to test auditing baselines. You can actually use red team tools to test auditing baselines. You can use blue teamers out there. I'm talking to y'all, okay? You can use red team tools to trigger tripwires and respond, okay? You can use red team tools to validate that you're catching PowerShell and CMD lineups, and you can use them for better change management. Now they go into super duper detail, you know, about scripts and all kinds of stuff, okay, that I'm not going to talk about here, but y'all, the video, I don't know, maybe it was like an hour and a half or something, okay? So go watch that. I'm telling y'all, that was really, I've never heard this kind of conversation now, okay? It was really good. Again, it's by Black Hills Information Security. Go subscribe to their channel. The video is called A Blue Team's Perspective on Red Team Hack Tools. Ooh, child, that wind is blowing out there. And towards the end, they were saying that the red team helps move defenses forward. And if they don't, they're doing it wrong, okay? They said that, and the reason why they're saying blue teams need to know how to use red team tools for defensive purposes, okay? For defensive purposes, not to break stuff, okay? They said that it's expensive. You know, it's expensive to have, yeah, I would love to know how we can use OWASP and Burp Suite as, you know, for blue team purposes, Professor Black Ops. It's expensive to hire a red team to come in to do all that, is what he said, okay? And you don't need to. You don't need to. You have highly capable blue teamers in your organization who can use these red team tools for blue team purposes, okay? They just need to learn how to do it. That's all. They just need to learn how to do it. Okay. And now this was fascinating. He said, okay, fine. If you do have red team come in, that's fine. Have them come in. You know, get your stuff with the compliance and all that together. Do that. But he said every red team's goal, every single one, I don't care where you are, what you're doing, however, Every red team's goal, he said, is to get caught. That is your goal, is to get caught, okay? Which goes to what we were talking about the other night, Professor Black Ops, right? Is like somebody's got to be in there with them, okay? Like something, right? Because, I mean, we may want them to go through just, you know, run roughshod over everything, you know, just to test everything. But I think we also need to be there, like to catch them where they are, okay? Because that's where you can identify the gaps, right? I was able to get this far before y'all caught me, right? I was able to infiltrate this much before you detected that I was even here, you know? So it's good for the blue team or the threat hunting team, purple team, whatever the hell, to be there, to see how, hey, Mark, to see how, you know, how long can they persist in there before they're caught or whatever, okay? They talked about creating a purple team framework, which is not pen testers or red team creating a report, handing it over to somebody, and then going on about their business, right? That's not a purple team, okay? You actually got to do some collaboration. You got to do that, using all the skill sets to strengthen our defense or to strengthen the security of the organization, okay? Now, again, this was a very fascinating video. I'm gonna watch the whole thing all over again. So go ahead and subscribe to, who the hell is this? Black Hills Information Security, all right? Oh, just so y'all know, I'm gonna be on Alpha Cybersecurity's channel on the 25th of this month, okay? We're gonna be chatting, and but I'll share that also here once we get a little bit closer to that. Now, who are these people? Cyberspatial. I told y'all, I talked about cyberspatial a few times in the news, okay? But next in the news is cyberspatial. This is a great channel. If y'all haven't subscribed to Cyberspatial yet, please go over there. Like, they really do some good stuff over there, okay? And the way they explain it is very good too, all right? So the name of this video was Cyber Defense Tips to Rival the NSA. They said a lot of great things in here. They said the biggest misconception in cybersecurity is the word security. Okay, because we have a very binary view of security. You're either secure or you're not, right? Which is not correct. That's like saying you're either healthy or you're not. You're healthy or you're not healthy, okay? Which is not, you know, so it's like, let me see. So let's say you have a person who is just, you know, they smoke every day. They don't eat nothing that has less than 80% fat in it. Okay, it's like they're eating. They don't. There's no activities. They don't walk outside. They don't get fresh air. You know, they don't take vitamins. They don't go to the doctor. Nothing. They don't do none of that. Okay, and they're, you know, but they're here, like they're not sick or anything, you know. And then you have this other person who's, they're runners, they're like, you know, they bike all the time, they swim, they go to the doctor regularly, they take, you know, their stress is very low, you know, they don't argue with people, they don't do none of that stuff, but they got COVID-19. The corona done snuck up on them. Okay, of these two people, who's healthy and who's not? Is it the one with corona? Okay, who goes to the doctor all the time? I mean, all that stuff. Or is the one here whose cholesterol is higher than Mount Everest, but is not sick with corona, or is not sick? You see, and you can't say that, because health is health is a big thing. Like, there's a lot of stuff involved in health. Okay, and it's not just physical. You got emotional, you got psychological health, and you know what I'm saying? It's the relationship you got with your parents and your friends. That all of that stuff contributes to health, right? So it's not just one thing. So that's what he's saying about security. You can't say, oh, our confidentiality was breached, we're not secure. You know, that don't make no sense, because there's a lot of stuff that goes into security the same way as it does with, and I talked, I think it may have been the last video. You can always, always, always be more or less secure. Just like you can always, I don't care how healthy you think you are, you can always be more or less healthy. Okay? Always. Same thing with security. All right. So it's not about, it's not binary. This is not ones and zeros. Okay? That's not what security is. It's a whole continuum. Okay? It's a whole thing. It's a continuum of security. All right? Which is where the defense in depth stuff comes. Just like you have defenses in your body, in your mind, you know, to help you stay healthy. It's a defense in depth kind of thing. And somebody said, I watched a video where the guy was like, it's not defense in depth. Like, you shouldn't say that anymore. It's something else. I don't remember what the hell he was talking about, but something like that. Okay. So that's what they're saying here. So the CIA, he said, that's good. That's fine, whatever. But just because one of the things is, you know, your confidentiality was breached, or your, you know, a whole bunch of stuff went down because of a what you call them things, availability thing. That doesn't mean you're not secure. Okay. So he said that the old focus of cybersecurity, and I think this is still the same for some people, it's not old because it's going on right now today, focuses on prevention, right? Let's stop these hackers from getting in here. Okay. So, and people have been saying for years, somebody is already in your system. Stop saying you're gonna stop. You ain't stopping nothing. They're watching you watch them. What are you talking about? You're not stopping anybody from getting your system. They there already. You know what I'm saying? So cut it out. Stop. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you one way how they're there. So I watched this show called Web of Lies. Okay, it's like one of them ID channel shows, you know. It's called Web of Lies, right? And I mean, the stories are, they're just terrible. I mean, you know, a lot of them end with people who are normally, most of them like young girls and kids and stuff, that these predators are out there, and it's terrible. But the thing is, somebody being in your system, when I say somebody's in your house, y'all remember that movie? What was the name of that movie a while ago? I forget the name of it, but there was a scene, the scariest scene ever made in a movie. Scarier than damn Exorcist, okay? The girl was in the house. She was babysitting. And somebody kept calling her. Y'all tell me what movie this is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Hi, C. Burgess. Somebody kept calling her. And they, you know, they were like breathing on the phone or talking strange, whatever. So she called somebody and was like, somebody keeps calling me. Can you tell me like who it is or whatever, something like that. And they called her back and they said, the phone call is coming from inside the house. Even saying that right now, I'm getting, you know, goosebumps. The call coming from, you got a whole heavy breather. Okay, keep calling you. That phone call is coming from inside your house. Can you know how scary that is? You know? The whole time she thinks the phone call coming from somebody outside in another city. No. It's right upstairs. That's where the call coming from. Child. When a stranger calls, is that the name of it? Tyrell, tell me that wasn't the scariest thing. I still have nightmares over that movie. You know, child. You just say you're not sleeping tonight? Hey, Trista. Girl, shoot, you ain't the only one. Can you imagine? So when I say somebody is already in your house, that is what I'm talking about. Because guess what? In Web of Lies, this ID channel show, you have a bunch of young people, and it's not all young people. You know, some, you know, older people, but the internet, Just like I told y'all, when you're born into this world, you are now susceptible to everything that's here. Everything. From Jennifer Lopez non-singing ass to the bubonic plague, okay, to Doritos, to the Bahamas. You're now you're part of it. You're part of it. Okay. The second you connect yourself to this internet right here, whether it's on your cell phone, you buy your kid what the hell are them things that they play, whatever, you're now part of this very, very large, digital world, which includes the most beautiful people you will ever meet, like me, and some of the most crooked criminals who ever were, you're now connected to all of that, all of it, okay? And this show, that show Web of Lies, is a great example of that. Because the second this person gets to you pretending to be somebody else, you're an adult, because those stories are on there too, gets to your child, your spouse, your mama, your cousin, whatever, as soon as they get to them through this internet, they're in your house, okay? And a lot of these people, from the people that they've met online, like they were telling them to do stuff in the house. So it's just like you got somebody now who's taking your authority. That's in your house. So when I say, like, I'm not just saying that, somebody's in your, no, that's true. Okay, so stop it with the let's prevent, put more locks on the doors or whatever. No, you can put more locks on the doors. But what you're doing is you securing the criminals that's in your house. That's what you're doing. Okay, you making them feel safe and snuggle at night because they know you got a whole bunch of locks on your doors and ain't nobody gonna break in it and mess with them. Okay. Whew, child. So instead of focusing on prevention, you still want to, you do want to put locks on your door. I'm not saying don't do that anymore. But what I'm saying is don't just hyper focus like you ain't got somebody already in your network. All right. So now what you also want to focus on is containment. Okay. Now, where are they? Now that I know they're here, where are they? Threat hunters. Remember, we talked about the threat hunters. Where they at? Okay. And finding them. Okay. Finding them, containing them, and getting them the heck up out of there. Okay. That's what we need to be focusing on now too. So last time I was on, I told you all about that purple team attack. What was that called? I think it's attack framework or something. I don't know, whatever. Go look at the video. But they came up with a list for threat hunting. And I said, okay, that's a great list, but that's not enough. Like you need to, because they were acting like the person wasn't there yet. They were acting like we got to prevent these people from getting into the network. When no, you got to go further. You will do that. But what you gonna do about them people that's looking over your shoulder while you looking for them? Okay, what you gonna do about them, right? So that also has to be a part of your threat hunting. You said, Trista, ignorance was bliss. You gotta know though, right? You gotta know this stuff, girl. All right, so number one, building a defensible network. I was just talking to Wesley about this because we were talking about, in another one of my videos, y'all just go look at all my videos, okay? Because I reference that, in everything I do. You assume everything has already been breached in the Zero Trust Network. Yes, right. And unfortunately, Zero Trust sounds so, I don't know, it sounds like you don't trust nobody. But at some point, okay, so let me, because, okay, let's talk about this this way. So number one, build defensible network. Now, without getting on my soapbox about, hacking and all that stuff, we were talking about this tonight. But one of the problems that I've seen So I have worked at a few organizations, okay, both volunteer and paid, since I've been, in cybersecurity. What is common? What is common? What I'm saying is that, okay, we want to build, we want to defend, we want to contain, we want to do all that for our network. But the reality is, I don't know what the hell is on my network. I don't know. The damn hacker knows better than I do what the hell my network looks like. These companies, they get so big. They get so big. Okay. And people come in, we're using our own phones. We just got a whole bunch of stuff going on, so that now imagine living in a mansion. Okay. You living in a mansion, you have no idea how many doors you got. You don't know how many windows you have. You don't know like what's going on with the attic. You don't know what's in your basement. All you know is what's in the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom, and the bathroom. All that other stuff you have. How are you going to defend that if you don't even know what you have? You don't know how many ways in and out are in the place that you're living. A lot of organizations are in that predicament. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. I know. Okay. They don't know what is on their network. They don't know what the attack surface is. They have no idea. Okay. And then they can talk about defending this, that, and the other thing. How? How? Okay. You can't put the cart before the horse. You can't do that. You got to find out what's on your network first. Okay. So you have to do a really good asset inventory. What's out there. The video also said, now that you know what's there, how you hooking them up? Huh? Do you have all one door to get into your mansion? Just one door to get in, a hallway here that everything's connected. Is that how it is? So if I come through the door, I could go anywhere else I want to go, no problem. There's no obstacle, no walls, no gates, nothing in my way. I could go any damn where I want to, like an efficiency. You got a mansion, that's an efficiency. Okay, you ain't got no wall, no nothing. I could just get in and just live my life. Okay, so after you do your asset inventory, how are you hooking up all those? How are you hooking up the servers and the switches and all that? Is it easy for somebody if they get into your node, if they get into your computer? All I got to do is just look where I want to go now, and have it be as easy as it can be, or is it harder for me to do that because of the way you got things hooked up? Okay. He also talked about, now this was interesting. He talked about a default deny for outbound traffic, right? So, okay, so let's say you got somebody in the network, okay, and they're doing whatever the hell they're doing, but they're not here, okay, they've logically infiltrated the network. So they need whatever information they're trying to get, it's got to come out of your network and go back to them, okay, some kind of way. So what he said was, for that case, create a default deny. Okay, so you're in here fine, but you ain't taking nothing out of here. Okay, you in here, you got TVs and couches and all this stuff up under your arms, but guess what? You ain't getting out of here. No. So he said only allow out those things that are absolutely necessary, like HTTPS, which is port 443. DNS, which is 53, and SMTP 25, and any other thing that the organization absolutely needs. Okay, and if anything else goes out any other place, that's suspect. Okay, it's suspect. So that was an interesting one. I don't believe I've ever heard default deny. I heard about coming in, but not so much going out. Professor Black Ops, you said facts on the inventory, a lot of customers are lost. Absolutely. And I remember you saying that too. You also said network traffic flow is high on the list. Okay, so that was number one. So number two, they said proper security monitoring. So he said, you need to have a log for everything. Your routers, your switches, your firewalls, your file share, your services, your endpoints, your microwaves, your Fitbits, your phone, your refrigerator, your vacuum cleaner, the fishbowl temperature taker. Because y'all remember in 2017, that casino, the hackers went through the thermometer in the fishbowl. It was a smart thermometer, right? It regulated the water and did all the wonderful things with the fish around. He got up in there through the thermometer, okay? So all of that stuff, okay? And then he said, send it to a centralized monitoring place. And then, now those logs, man, I turned on my logs on my Windows machine. It wasn't even all of them. It was like the application logs, the system logs, and something else. I ran out of room so fast. I'm like, why this damn computer ain't doing? Them logs take up some damn room. They do. They listen. And I would love to see like a really, really efficient way to get all these damn logs and look for that information. Okay. And it's not even like finding a needle in a haystack. It's finding a needle in a needle stack. You got a whole palette and there's one that you got to find. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like. All this log information. It's so much. It's so much. Space and SIM and logs are expensive. That's what I heard too, that they're very expensive. Who's actually monitoring the endpoint and checking? See, Burgess, that's what I was just saying. Like, who's doing that? And how? I mean, it can be done by a human being because we don't have that with all them damn logs. You're gonna have to have some AI. You gotta call Skynet up in there or something. To do that kind of stuff, because you're gonna need some artificial intelligence to really help sort through all that stuff, so that it can get done. I mean, we can do it. A human being can do it. It's gonna take 25 years, but we could do it, but you're gonna have to invest in AI, I'm thinking, for that. Ooh, I'm losing my voice, child. I don't know why. So number 3, he said to create network choke points. Okay, choke points. So you I guess you want some bottlenecks or something in there, right? And one example he said was like a local DNS server. Okay, a local server. Everything got to go through here. If it's not going through here, something suspicious. Something suspicious is going on here. Okay. Number 4, he said to harden systems with security baselines. Professor Black Ops, this is another place that I see people falling down, is having baselines. How you going to catch anomalous behavior if you don't know what's normal? You got to know what's normal to know what's abnormal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, otherwise, what are you doing? What are you doing? So he said baselines, one of the things they help you do is maintain consistency. So take a software inventory. He said, and also lock down script execution. I was on this website looking at Sticks for Life. You got it. So he talked about using a hardening checklist. That's one of the things he said. He mentioned the CIS benchmarks, right? That was a major thing that he mentioned. Yeah, but locking down the scripts, right? So I was on this website looking at PowerShell. PowerShell has so first of all, PowerShell scares me. Those command line commands are just, I mean, Security Plus is it Security Plus? No, it's CISA. I was studying with someone the other night for CISA. We came across this performance-based question where you had to you had to drag, how they or select the commands for PowerShell. Lost in the sauce. Do you hear what I'm telling you? lost all up and through the sauce. I'm like, what the heck? Those PowerShell commands, they just look crazy. Like, what the hell is this? So I need to get on my PowerShell. I do. So I'm going to start working on under the wire so I can learn PowerShell better. Now, I love me some command prompt. I can be a command prompt all day, right? But PowerShell, ooh, yeah, I got some work to do there. Anyway, he talks about that, and he mentioned PowerShell specifically because PowerShell can do some powerful stuff, okay? So you gotta lock that stuff down some kind of way, okay? And again, he mentioned the benchmarks, the hardening checklist. He said open SCAP and open VAS, using those together to find out where you need to be patching stuff, okay? IRS wants you to keep 7 years of logs. Where the hell are you gonna keep that? IRS wants 7 years of logs. Oh my God. Where you gonna put that at? Ooh, my goodness. We're gonna need to use the clouds on Jupiter. We need Jupiter clouds, okay? Because we ain't got enough cloud space around here for 7 years of logs. Ciao. All right. So who is this again? Oh, Cyberspatial. Y'all go subscribe to Cyberspatial. That they have really, really great information on there about different. You know who else is good too that I haven't talked about in my news, but I'm gonna do that next time. Lord, I don't forgot the damn name. What are they called? Oh my goodness, my goodness. Oh shoot. It's something computer file. That's it. Computer File, PHILE. That channel is phenomenal. Those people on that channel were here. I mean, they've been working on computers since the Ice Age, child. I'm telling you, these people made the first chip, and they know like everything about it, everything about it. Computer File is an amazing channel. Okay, you gotta go there. NC Worker, you said in pharmaceutical retail companies, it's the same thing. It's 7 years of logs. I mean, I'm sure that's for a good reason, but Lord have mercy. You need to create one system to store those logs. Okay, so the last story, last in security in the black. Cybersecurity is clearly the Lord's work. Clearly. Now, I'm not COGIC, Church of God in Christ. That's not that's not how I move. However, there's something going on right now. So apparently, and if anybody in the chat is COGIC, is Church of God in Christ, you know, go ahead and give me some more information, okay? So because I don't know all the details. Hey, Kareem, how you doing? The 501 and 601 have PowerShell and Bash Shell command line questions. So what's going on with COGIC, okay? Which is, from what I understand, Church of God in Christ is like, if not the largest, like one of the largest Pentecostal denominations in the world, okay? So they're huge, humongous. And apparently the bishop has just said he's going to resign from what I saw. And there was a video, I didn't watch his whole video. I think his name is Thurston, Bishop Thurston, I believe. But I think he's like 80 years old or something, so he's resigning. So now you got people, you know how when, I mean, they coming from all over the place, wanting to be the new bishop. So they have to have an election, okay? Now, this is where the cybersecurity comes in. Apparently, I think it was Bishop Thurston, who has concerns that there are what he said was irregularities, okay, in the voting, you know, the online thing. So they want people, because of COVID and all that stuff, they don't want a whole bunch of folks getting together to vote. Now, some people are like, we just voted for the president of the United States of America. Okay. People went to polls, like you had mail-in and stuff like that, but people went to polls with masks and they did all that stuff, right? So why can't why can't the same thing happen for Kojic, for the Kojic thing? Offer people options or whatever. And he's saying, well, because there's hacking going on, so we want this to be above board. We don't want people winning because machines were hacked or whatever. So so some people are saying, well, we need to just go there. Everybody needs to go there. And then others are like, Church of God in Christ lost a whole bunch of people to COVID-19. Okay. And it's like older people, right? So they're like, you can't do that. You can't have people get together to vote for the bishop. And so what they're saying is what you need to do is, number one, call in cybersecurity experts. Okay. Get a cybersecurity firm in here to verify or say, to verify that, there are irregularities, there is some hacking going on here. Because first of all, I don't know how they would know. Like, how would you know somebody's hacking some? I don't know. But one of the guys was like, you need a cybersecurity firm in here to come and do that. And then you need to get, I don't know, whoever works with voting equipment, those people need to come in here and do that too, to be sure that people, first of all, don't have to get together in the midst of a pandemic, so that they can vote, online from more safely, than they would if they were to get together. So any of you out there who are Kojic, you know about this stuff. I believe the irregularities were talked about in Georgia. I think that's where it was. Don't quote me though. Hey, Diamond, how you doing? So, if you're about all that, then go ahead and contact your local Kojic and let them know you're a cybersecurity expert and you are here to do the Lord's work. You are here to help, okay? Because it seems like they need some help. They do. All right. That's all the news that I have written for you all for tonight. I have more news, but it sounds like I need to get myself off this computer. I don't know what the heck has happened to my voice. I don't know what has happened. But y'all go to those channels, okay? So let me tell you one more time, so you know where to go. Keep It Techie. Linux, I told you, he knows everything there is to know about Linux. So go to Keep It Techie's website. Professor Black Ops. Professor Black Ops is the professor of YouTube, okay? He is the cybersecurity professor of YouTube. Go to his channel, Professor Black Ops, and subscribe if you have not already. Black Hills Information Security. These people, they talked about how Blue Team can use Burp Suite. How Blue Team can use, what you call that, Professor Black Ops? Zap. All that stuff. Password cracker, John the Ripper. How you can use John the Ripper as a blue teamer, okay? To make, and not to break anything, okay? Not to break, you're not breaking anything, but you're hacking red team tools. Blue team is hacking red team tools and repurposing them, which is what hacking is, for your own use. How about that? Which is in line with, y'all remember what I said after the talk, right? I know it's possible. It is absolutely 100% possible for us to take like malicious software, for us to take malware, repurpose it for our own use, okay? I know that we can do that. I do. Imagine taking a keylogger and using it for defense instead of what it's typically used for, okay? Think about that. So that's Black Hills Information Security. And the last one is cyberspatial. Okay, go log on, go cyberspatial and computer file. That was the other one, computer file. Very, very great channels. So next time I come back with the news, I want to talk about the new people, like like I'm not new, right? But the newer YouTubers who are on here creating content, like Kareem Martin Technology Center. Okay, Kareem, you're going to be in the Security in the Black News next time. Okay. And also, there was someone else that I had here who's new. Like, she just came on. She just came on. What is her name? Do I have it here? I don't have it here. But next time I do the news, we're going to talk about some of the new people that are on contributing. Okay. Diamond, you said you pushed your Security Plus back. Oh, I want to tell y'all that too. So on my Patreon's only $5 a month. Okay, so it's not going to break you. But right now, what I'm doing, I'm working with 2 people on their CISA. They're working to get their cybersecurity. What the hell is CISA? Cybersecurity. What does that stand for again? Y'all know what I'm talking about. CISA Plus. One person is looking at the CAP. And I don't think anybody's doing Security Plus right now. But if you're working towards those certifications, the way that I do it is I have a ton of content. Like I put questions up and we talk about not just the right answer, right? All the damn answers. You know, why is this here? What does this mean? All that. I also meet with them. God, don't get. I also meet with them for 1 hour a month. For $5, you're getting 1 hour a month. Okay. If you want more time, we can talk. But for $5, you know, is 1 hour a month. But because I really do, I have a lot of content on there, like a lot. And it's not just about CISA and Security Plus, it's about careers, period. Right. So just if you're looking to transition into cyber, if you're looking to transition into working at a daycare, transition into going to a grocery store, whatever it is, it don't matter. It's career. Okay. It's career mentoring, whatever the hell you want to do. All right. So that's there. So if you're interested, I think I have the link. The link is in the video for the Patreon if you're interested in that. Okay. All right. And that's it. I'm about to go while I can still talk. So thank y'all so much for being here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Okay. I told you I'm working on right now. I have notes about policy. Okay. Because let me tell you something. This is what happened with this job. I write. I love to write. Y'all know I love to write. I love to write. I love to talk. I love to present, all that stuff. So the job I got is to write cybersecurity policy, okay, and other things that the OCIO needs, you know, to make decisions and stuff like that. I help with writing all that. So I told my friend, and I'm just going to, you know, I said I'm going to ask for this amount. It's six figures, okay, and it's what I was making before I left the government, which was a lot. Okay, that was 6 figures too. And I took like a $40,000 pay cut to get into cybersecurity. All right. And I was like, this can't last too long. Okay. $40,000 pay cut. I felt that. I felt it, but I really wanted to change careers and I wanted to do it quickly. Okay. And I'm glad I did it the way I did it. So I told him, I said, when I go on this interview for this job, I'm going to ask not just for what I made, but more. Okay. Because that's what I'm worth. I'm worth that. Right. I'm going to ask for what I feel I'm worth. And he was like, for writing policy? So you're not going to get that for writing. And I'm like, what the hell you mean for writing policy? Like what I do, like writing policy is not as important as ethical hacking or, you know, or STIGs, Professor Black Ops, okay, or risk management or whatever. Writing policy is not important. So I said, okay, I'm gonna show you. Now, I didn't listen to him, of course, which I'm glad I didn't, because I ultimately got what I asked for. Okay, with this, and I got to drive to DC, like I told y'all, right? So it's even better. But policy is important, and I think he had that attitude because he doesn't understand really what policy is, and what it's for. So I'm working on right now, I already have my framework, my notes for when I come on, and I'm going to talk about the gospel according to cybersecurity policy. That's what we're going to talk about, okay? Because if you understand what it is, if you understand what it's for, you'll be like, Cheryl, that's all you getting paid, girl? Like, you should have asked for like 5 figures. If that's what you're doing, okay? Policy is not out there to hurt you, okay? It's not trying to hurt you. Not when it's done right. Not when it's done right, okay? That's not what it's there for, okay? But we're going to talk about that so y'all can understand better what policy is and what it's supposed to be, and how you people in this chat, blue team, red team, purple team, white team, orange team, whatever, you need to be contributing to what I write in that policy. I don't do what you do, okay? What kind of sense it make for me to write a policy about what you do without involving you? That's crazy, okay? And so you have, yes, we have compliance or regulatory risk. I'd rather call it regulatory risk than compliance, because compliance, just stop saying that. Cut that out. This is about managing regulatory risk, okay? I write that, but I also write, other things that help you better defend the organization, right? That help you maintain control so you can use your own skills and talents to better secure the organization, okay? That helps you in this chat, okay? Do exactly what you need to do, exactly what you've been hired to do to help this organization meet its mission. That's why I'm there, okay? That's what policy is. That's what policy does. See, Burgess, you said policy protects you and the organization. Absolutely, it protects you, and it helps you to. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. But I believe I told y'all this before, okay? I read this book. It's called The Fundamentals of Risk Management, right? Where the guy asked, why do cars have brakes? Okay, a high-level person in an organization. Why do cars have brakes? They have brakes so you can go faster. That's why they have brakes, okay? Brakes aren't there to stop you from driving, okay? Risk management, policies, guidance, standards are not there to stop you from working, okay? They're to help you go faster. They're to help you, maintain control when you're going around that corner, when you're changing your mind about something, okay? When you put another strategy in place, and you got to hurry up and adapt, that's what they're there for. If your brakes on your car stop you from driving, you need a new damn car, or you need better driving lessons. You either don't know how to drive, or your car is messed up. If your policies are stopping you from doing your job, okay, your organization is trash, or you don't know how to do your work. It's one or the other. That's binary right there. It's one or the other, or it's a combination of both. Okay, trinary. It's trinary. Okay. Let me get the hell up off of here. I gotta go to work tomorrow. All right. I love you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you back here next time when I am able to talk correctly. Y'all have an amazing night.